Hey there, grab yourself a chair and a blanket and I'll meet you on the mat. So I just got back from a short run and I'm not the greatest runner in the world, but I am a very good stretcher. So let's do a post-run stretch. You're gonna take the tops of your feet down and sit all the way on your heels. If for some reason your body isn't allowing this, roll up a blanket, place it on your ankles, and then try it. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here to allow the body to settle and to tune into breath. Take full deep inhalations like you're breathing to the whole body. And then full exhales, so complete that your ab wall engages as you breathe all the way out. Got about 20 more seconds here. This is awesome for preventing shin splints or addressing them if they occur for you. It's 5 more seconds. And then you'll tuck your toes underneath. For some of you, this is going to be really super intense. So try to really spend some time tucking those toes under as much as you can. Try to get every toe under. I know you might have some straggling toes. And then sit down on your heels. If there is like incredible intensity and you need to come out, just come back to where we were, settle, and then try coming back in. So you got about a 30-second hold with this. Good. See if you can put all your weight down onto your heels and continue that breath focus just as we were before. If there's intensity, just notice it. And if there is intensity, know that this is something that you are going to benefit from. It's awesome for preventing plantar fasciitis and other problems of the feet. Empty your breath all the way. Let the ab wall engage. And then come right up onto knees. Set yourself up so hands are on the chair. You'll step the right foot forward. Blanket is here. If you want to cushion up on the back knee, go for it. And you'll send the hips forward, resting forearms right on that chair. Let this be a pretty passive lunge. The right knee can be above the ankle or even slightly beyond it, as long as that doesn't bother your knees. I'm not of the school that says you can never track your knees forward of your ankles. Allow, again, the breath to settle. It's all about the full body breathing. That's how you're going to find the appropriate stretch, the ease, and the relaxation that comes. Just one more breath cycle. Climb onto hands and you'll straighten the right leg and then re-bend it. And then do that a handful of times. Get a little warmth in the right leg. And then straighten the right leg, point the toes up, and either push the chair forward or scoot yourself back so you can reach down Getting a hamstring stretch. Doesn't have to be the deepest stretch you've ever gotten. But see if you can actively point that right side sitting bone back behind you. And at the same time, that soft flesh on the underside of your knee presses firmly toward earth. Take a few more breaths. One more breath cycle. Really actively straightening the knee. And climb up onto hands. And we'll bend the right knee. Step this leg, the right leg behind you. Tuck those toes. And we're going to use this for a calf or Achilles stretch. So you'll press back and kind of pulse back through your heel. It's good to be on a sticky mat. Shoot energy back through that heel. You can either pulse or stay where you're feeling a good stretch. Hang with it and breathe. And the knees down, off to the other side. Step the left knee or foot forward. Be on your forearms and let the hips melt forward. It's totally passive. If you find you get more flexible as time goes on, feel free to scoot and wiggle the back knee back or the left foot farther forward. Bring focus to breath. Time is really the ingredient here. So let's go for a few more breath cycles. Really full and really complete. Climb up onto hands, extend this left leg, and then do that a few times, rocking, getting a little heat in the left leg. And you'll straighten the left leg, flex that foot, and start folding. If you need to, scoot the chair out. Again, it doesn't have to be the deepest stretch ever, but it's really nicely isolated and precise. You're trying to scoot the left sit bone backward, press the knee straight, and keep this left ankle flexed. You're very flexible. You might even find you get a chest and shoulder stretch out of it. You're really trying to feel the leg. Keep tuning into breath and sensation. You got to last 10 or so seconds, really straightening the knee, pressing it down. And then climb back up to hands. You'll soften the left knee, step this leg behind you, tucking the toes. Keep the leg straight and then pulse back out through the heel so that you find your calf and Achilles get a stretch. If you find a fruitful spot, then pause right there, spend time with it, breathe to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set both knees down temporarily because you're actually going to move into a squat. Tuck your toes, step your feet about as wide as the mat, maybe a little narrower. And maybe if you take the toes out about 20 degrees, the toes are on the edges of the mat. You'll bend in to the knees, get as low as you can go. If your heels don't stay on earth, roll up the blanket and place it underneath your heels for support, okay? Don't be ashamed if you're only getting like halfway down. It's really no big deal. You just hang with it as best you can. What we're trying to do is find the back and the outer hips. So you do that by tipping your body forward, really rounding, called spinal flexion. And then you can kind of rock and sway and go intuitive here to find the spots that really could use it. I'm going to keep you here for, a half a minute. With freedom to explore. Can help to really use the arms. Just a simple reach of your arms sometimes is enough to stretch the lower back. Good. Let's climb back onto knees, untuck the toes, and sit down. We're on our way to finish up. We've got a couple more things. Take your heels off to one side. Give yourself side body opening. This is really to get into your outer hips and the lower back. And then up and over, other side. Right arm reaches up and over. Feel free to find the angle that you get the most from. All right, extend the legs out in front of you. Gotta get a good old-fashioned leg stretch. So if you're a super runner and you've got really strong legs, sometimes that means you get tight legs. So if I were you, I'd really come up onto some height, like a rolled up blanket, and extend your legs. The way you know this is if you're gonna go into a forward fold, does your low back round a lot? Do you feel like you're behind your sits bones? Right? You want to actually feel like you're either on top of your sit bones, or if you're on the flexible side, it's like your sit bones could almost be behind you and you're sitting down on your upper thighs instead of just your bum. All right. So if you don't feel that, then use the blanket. Extend the legs, flex the feet, keep the knees straight. I don't care if you're way up here, you might get more from it than if you're really trying to roll down. So focus on what you're feeling at the legs, the back, the hips, and go slow. You got a minute. And then climb up. So if you're really needing recovery, I'd encourage you to recline with your legs up on the chair for at minimum 5 minutes. But if you're feeling any pain or injury that needs recovery, try to carve out at least 20 minutes for yourself. So it can take that long for your body just to kind of key into the restful state. So let me know if there's anything else you need or want. I'm Leigha Butler from leighabutleryoga.com. We do a weekly awesome yoga flow every single week of the year. I've been doing that since 2018. And yeah, stay in touch. Say hi in the comments. Be well.